Hi, Ozzy here with just a quick video. The presuppositionalist BibleThumpingWingnut has uploaded a video asking atheists if there's anything about which we would claim we're absolutely 100% certain. And in that video, he named a few people he'd like to hear from, and he included me. So, am I absolutely 100% certain about anything? The question, in my view, is unimportant with respect to knowledge. And here's why. Suppose someone were to say, yes, I believe I know X with absolute 100% certainty. What exactly would that show? The assertion or insistence of certainty of one's degree of conviction, no matter how great, wouldn't imply that he or she couldn't be in error. The feeling of certainty tells us something about the agent making the claim, about the person, not the veracity of the proposition in question. It tells us that the person judges his or her own belief or reasons for the belief to be of such a quality as to leave them believing it impossible for them to doubt the proposition. That belief, that they can't muster a doubt, that itself is a belief about which one can be mistaken. The word certitude is often used as a synonym for truth. And I'm speaking here of certitude, not certainty. The word certitude is often used as a synonym for truth. As when we say, such and such is a certitude. In those contexts, the word certitude is just a word substitute for truth, as in such and such is true. This is why one can never say X is a certitude and X is false in one sentence. And sometimes even the word certainty is used in that same way as when we say, it's a certainty that such and such. In those contexts, the word certainty is used in an epistemic sense as a substitute for the word certitude, which, as I mentioned, substitutes for the word true. In other words, the word certainty is a homonym. It's one word with at least two quite distinct usages. And in one of those ordinary usages, the one where we ask a person, are you certain about that? Certainty is not being used in an epistemic sense, implying truth. But rather, it's being used in a psychological sense, and it doesn't imply certitude or truth. Certainty in such contexts merely expresses the very high degree, the maximally high degree of a person's confidence in a belief. One can feel certain, completely certain, and yet be mistaken. And conversely, one can lack that strong feeling of conviction and nevertheless be right, and for all the right reasons. Indeed, one of the most discouraging facts about human psychology is known as the Dunning-Kruger effect, wherein those who are actually well informed on a subject are the ones who express their beliefs in a very modest and well-qualified form, while those who are least informed on a subject are most prone to unqualified and categorical statements and expressions of extreme confidence. So, why would anyone value certainty in the first place? It's not a measure or indicator of veracity. It's just a psychological byproduct. It's an attitude one holds towards a belief, when one thinks one has an excellent and indefeasible reason for believing a proposition, even when one can be mistaken about the supposed excellence or indefeasibility of one's reasons. So certainty is not an indicator that one is in possession of knowledge. It's merely an expression that one thinks one has knowledge, that one believes oneself to be in possession of knowledge. So whether a specific belief amounts to knowledge or not has nothing at all to do with how certain one feels. In fact, if anything, the feeling of certainty attendant upon a belief is often an indicator of a failure of imagination to recognize potential problems with whatever a person happens to believe and whatever reasoning they use to arrive at that belief. At bottom, those who prize certainty so very highly are confusing psychological certainty with epistemic concepts such as incorrigibility, which means not subject to correction, or irrevisability, meaning not subject to revision, or inerrancy, meaning not subject to error. But all they have with their certainty, as a result of their certainty, is indubitability, which means something is not subject to doubt. And the fact that you can't muster a doubt about something has no bearing on whether you know something or not. Certainty isn't an ingredient in knowledge. Truth is. But if you think certainty is a necessary condition for knowledge, then you need to present an argument for that, not just assume it and insist on it. And those who think their beliefs are irrevisable and incorrigible and inerrant simply because they can't muster a doubt about what they believe are just equivocating, confused, and engaged in boastful self-congratulation. So can I be absolutely 100% certain about any knowledge claims I make? What possible difference would it make if I said yes? That's all for now, and I hope this helps.